I'm Darren Lewis, Chief Sales Officer for Europe for Creatio, and I'm excited to be joined by Chris Bladen today. Chris, thanks for joining me.
Good morning, Darren.
Good morning.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. So Chris, you're the project manager at United Bank and Trust. Can you tell me a little bit about your role and what you do at the bank?
Yeah, First United Bank and Trust, project management, has a couple of different hats. Also the system administrator for our CRM platform, Creatio. I work with our core service provider and manage the contract for that, as well as help get a few other projects up and running and maintain our change management processes and procedures.
And can you share with us some of the challenges that you were facing prior to implementing a new CRM?
Prior to a new CRM, we actually had two legacy CRM systems. One that was widely used by our retail system. It was supplied by our core services provider. And that one was pretty okay, but it was very rigid. When it came time for reporting, if we needed to get any data out of that system, that would mean submitting a ticket to our data center and waiting for the analysis to get back, run the reports, and then we have an Excel spreadsheet, and then it's up to us to figure out what to do next to make a business decision. And then being that it was our core service provider, it played very nicely with the other platforms provided by that same fintech. But if we wanted to get any information from outside services, that was just not ever going to happen for us. Our legacy CRM system was also a little bit dated. It really required batch file management, so everything would be on at least a 1-day delay to get that together. But the biggest issue with that is we kind of created a blind spot for ourselves. So if our wealth advisors were talking to a customer of the bank associates may not know this until it's a little bit too late, and they kind of seem like we're just maybe not on the same page.
And can you tell me how the system change has really affected the business?
So the system changeover from to the two legacy CRM platforms to Creatio, really what we wanted to do was just hit the ground and not disrupt any operations for phase one. And I think that we did pretty well at that. When we first rolled out on October 16th, with the half of the month of data left, we were able to open and close 700 cases. And since then, the average case load for a month has been 1,600. So with only 2 weeks remaining in the month, I think that we were able to really get started without really any loss to production on that.
And I know your team, together with Creatio, is making a lot of adjustments on the platform consistently. Can you provide some insights into that customization and the type of changes that First United Bank and Trust are delivering that meet your specific business needs?
Yeah, we're definitely very busy this year. We have a pretty good ops tempo of providing releases for updates for our platform. Like I said, phase one was really just making sure that we had that same level of service, but what we've been doing this year is trying to provide an increased benefit in every area that we can really touch. Earlier this year, we were able to build out and release the APIs that would allow our users to do document research to our core provider's image center solution for that. So with the APIs, our users can go in and see any relevant documents for customers or for accounts and just have those right there at the point where they need it the most. Some of the other things that we've been doing, we've actually got a pretty cool add-in that color codes records, which we've been able to use from a fraud management perspective. So whenever we have notes coded to the core for accounts for our customers, we can actually read through that, find little keywords that would indicate something of grave importance before we kind of go forward with, letting a customer go through without a passcode maybe, and make sure that that's highlighted for our users. That way we can't miss it. Some of the other things is we're starting to envelop some of the other workflows that previously did not exist within our legacy CRMs. It might have existed on SharePoint. So one example was our underwriting department needed a document in order to prepare loan docs when it was ready to close. The old process from that was going onto our SharePoint, finding the document template, downloading it, filling it all out, and then sending it off to a distribution list and hoping that it was filled out correctly. But a lot of that data already lives on the customer profile or in the leads in Creatio. So what they do now is they go and they pick the document that they need, and it generates all that information that they need from the lead or from the customer. They fill in the remaining bits and pieces, and then they just hit complete, and then that sends it off to our underwriting department. So that really ensures that they are a little bit more efficient with everything, and it's a little bit easier to not miss anything.
Love that. Fantastic. I know you're in the process of implementing a mobile application with Creatio. How do you envisage that helping the sales processes, the customer interactions, and what benefits can it offer your users as well?
Yeah, so we're pretty excited about the mobile application coming out. We haven't really had the ability to look up customer data. For a bank perspective, having that on the phone is a little bit of a concern, but I think that we finally got to a place where we can securely look up customer profile data so we can kind of see what our relationship is with them. So if our sales associates are on the road, they can do a little bit of pre-game research while they're in their car or on the way.
I'd like to delve in a little bit deeper into the data analysis and the reporting capabilities, if I may. Given Creatio's robust offerings in this field, how does that impact decision-making and your operational efficiency?
I think the biggest thing that's really changed for us is just the speed of which that we can get reports out of the system. Like I had mentioned previously, reporting was very rigid, and it would take a lot of time to just extract that data and then perform an analysis. But I think our users are really finding that that data that they need, they don't necessarily need to wait for it. They can actually go in and drill down and find any outliers that need to be addressed sooner.
And finally, can you share with us some of the most impactful changes or improvements that banks can experience from implementing CRM and workflow automation?
Yeah, I think that it's the reporting capabilities are a dramatic improvement over what we had before. The ability to make changes to workflows and processes on the fly, and not really in real time, but a lot sooner than opening up a ticket and then hoping that we have developers assistance in a few months. And I think the last is just the ability to integrate with other platforms and features.
Great. Chris, thank you. Thank you for being a customer. Excited to hear about the journey you're on. I think it's wonderful you can share where you've been with Creatio. So thank you.
Yep, thank you so much.
Thank you.